Good morning and welcome to In the Mornings with Eddie and Vinny. We have two ride share drivers that are working together ride sharing through day trading and talking some news. But it's mostly news. We don't even talk about trading anymore, but we will. We will. At least I don't. I let Vinny do that stuff because I'm still not
Still
profitable.
not what? Still not what? Still not what?
Still not profitable.
What are you talking about?
Okay. So
What? What?
all
What?
right.
Wait.
All
What?
right.
Wait. What are you not profitable about?
With the trading, I mean, it's technically not my money. It's kind of like I always keep saying to myself that it's everybody else's money that I'm using, which it technically is.
Well, I mean, I've made a couple of bullshit trades here, but nothing. My focus has not been on the market. It just hasn't. Not
Yeah,
gonna
no,
lie.
but when it comes in and throwing my 2 cents into the market, the only thing that I throw in there is the strategy that I use. Whether it works or not, it doesn't. Yeah, it's not. I don't know. I've been messing up. I just don't know where it is, where I've been messing up at.
I think the market is so unpredictable right now that even the best of the best, when it comes to the stock market, don't let nobody ever bullshit you. Nobody has the right answer 100% of the time.
Yeah, correct. Don't get me wrong, and it's been
You
saying
only
that
count
in the
probability.
trading community, where like this is what it usually supposed to do every single time, but it doesn't.
No,
You know.
no, it's probabilities. It's not like counting
So
cards at a blackjack table. You're not counting cards. You're taking the technicals. You're taking the sentiment of the market. You're taking whatever news is being pumped out there, and you're trying to make a decision based on that. So, like,
yeah, and you're
I
just
keep
going with it. Yeah.
I keep messing with my buddy over there in L.A. Last time he was here, I haven't seen or heard from him since. But the last time he was here, he said, lift to the moon." And the only thing the lift is doing on the moon right now is cratering. Right? It's in moon fall. It ain't going to the moon. It's falling off the moon. Right? And
Yeah,
I'll bring that up in a little bit. But that guy's probably made a shit ton more money than I have
yeah,
with,
correct,
with
correct.
trading. Right? So I absolutely 100% respect him. I absolutely 100% respect him, even if
Yeah.
he doesn't want to talk to me anymore.
The only, yeah,
I don't know
the
what I
only.
did to him, but that's okay.
Good morning, Lisa and
He can
Richard
go with he can
Thomas.
go with his new
Doing that.
buddies. He can go with his new buddies. I still got his back.
But look at Lisa. Look at Lisa. She's like the only market I know is the supermarket.
You ain't lying,
Right.
boo. You ain't lying, and
That's
that
right.
market is going up.
As long as it's meat, I'll buy it. I don't care what price it is. Well, actually, technically, if the tag is like red, then I'll buy it. But that same day, I gotta cook it.
Do you
You
realize
know.
inflation at the supermarket is something like 35% right now?
That's-
It's like 35% right now. Is
right
what
now,
inflation overall is
eggs
at the
is more
supermarket,
expensive than eating meat.
bro. So like in the mornings, that's what I try to eat. I try to eat eggs in the morning. I just sent a picture in the text group, right? I scrambled the eggs because Richie Hustles doesn't know what breakfast is. So I showed him what breakfast was. I scrambled up some eggs. I was talking with Kiera this morning. By the way, y'all, we got a meeting 6:30 tonight if you want to come because we haven't had a chance to talk with Key in a while. I know Eddie, you'll probably be working, but that's what we're gonna do. You can jump on.
Okay.
You can jump on in the mobile.
I'll
It's
be.
just we haven't talked to
Hold
Key.
on.
We don't
6:30,
do a lot of
6:30
talk.
Eastern, so it'll be 5:30 Central.
Yeah. About 5:30 your time. But we haven't talked to Key in a while. She's been popping in and out because she's got her thing going on. She's been going through a lot of stuff.
Correct. Correct.
So,
And we are never gonna judge you, Keith, for it.
hell
We're
no.
never gonna
That's my
judge you
girl, man.
for it.
That's my
You're
girl
doing
with
your
that.
own thing. We don't judge. Some other people do, but we don't.
Oh shit, there he goes.
That's not how he
There he
roll.
goes. Oh shit.
That's not how we roll. I ain't never gonna let this shit go. It's
Uh,
just gonna go
anyway,
forever. I'm a Scorpio. And on today's news in New York City,
New
hold on.
York, New
New
York.
York, New York City. It looks like New Yorkers ain't taking no more of this shit. Protesters clash in New York City after 100,000 migrants flood the boroughs. Only, let me just say this, only 100,000.
Oh,
Okay, they should come to the Texas border and see the what it's only a couple million, only a couple million here at the border. All right, it's no big deal. It's no big deal. All right, let me see. Protesters on both sides of the emotionally heated immigration debate clash and turned violent outside of a New York City Eric Adams' Gracie Mansion on Sunday.
Ooh,
Wow, I thought his mansion. Okay, Mayor Eric Adams has experienced backlash from New York citizens for opening over 200 shelters across the five boroughs.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
hotels have been overtaken and the streets are flooded with sleeping migrants as Adam tries to house the roughly 100,000 who have arrived in the Big Apple from the southern border. You could have said it. You could have said it. You could have said from Texas, probably. Sorry, because we just ship them up there. We just ship there. I ain't got nothing against the people that I know in New York, but this is the crap that happens. I was like, because Adams, it's okay when it happens here in Texas, all right, but that hey, let him in, let him in, let him in. I was like, okay, well, take him in, take him in.
Mm.
Okay, it's kind of like over here in we have these protesters like, oh, they have the right to whatever come in and work and all that stuff. It's like, yeah, they do, they do. Okay, why don't you adopt them? Why don't you take one in? So take a whole entire family in, take a whole entire family in, okay, and then you pay for everything. All right. I was like, given that you don't do it for the homeless, I'm sure as hell you ain't gonna do it for the illegal migrant. So
Mm.
yeah,
Mm.
and that there's
Preach,
still people out there. That's right. We gotta preach. We gotta preach because the same people that are picking protesting for them are the last people that are actually doing something.
bro.
No, but it's okay. They go out there. It's like, oh, they have the right to stay here, whatever, and all that stuff. I was like, just take one home. Be a good example for your community and take one home and take care of them, bathe them, give them clothing, give them a job, give them money, give them food, give them everything, give them everything. Um, but sooner or later, people are gonna start realizing what's gonna happen, and you gotta start. People are gonna start swinging, baby, swinging, swinging.
At some point, the peasants will rise up. I was talking to a writer. I can't remember if it was yesterday, the day before yesterday. We were talking about this very thing. They brought it up, so we talked about it. Oh no, it was yesterday. It was yesterday. And dude, like this is Marie Antoinette and the French Revolution get ready to pop off. Remember, the French royalty was all about, oh, they'll be fine. Let's just keep taking, taking, taking. And finally, the French had the peasants had enough. They broke out the guillotine, motherfucker. Let's go. And they rounded them up and they chopped their heads off, and enough with this shit. Off with their heads. Woo. Now that's not a violent physical threat. That's just saying, bro, at some point people are gonna get pissed off and it's gonna stop. It's
Yep.
gonna stop.
And then they're gonna start saying police brutality. I was like, no, oh, it's just like not now. Somebody was talking about that. There is no way in hell that they can round them up and basically send them back, right? Yes, you can.
Mm, it's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be
Correct. It's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be
and
difficult, but it ain't impossible. And then that's the thing. They talk about that it's not gonna do. It's like, oh yeah, we're gonna do something, and they never do anything about it. What I want to know is that it is possible. It was done before. All right. Uh huh. Yeah, it was done before. Remember, I used to remember this little road called Wicks Road over in New York where MS-13 used to thrive. I used to live there. They used to have the Puerto Rican Day Parade. They rounded it up. They round them up pretty fast, and they send them back.
well, I mean,
That's what I'm saying.
we've got so many. This is what I don't understand, right? And this isn't a knock on whether you're immigrating to the country legally or illegally. This isn't a knock. This is just a cultural thing, okay? And when you look outside of communities that are formed from socialist or communistic countries, okay? Hold on before I finish that thought. Key is in the house.
Oh, Kiki. Hey there, Kiki else. Oh, she changed her little. She
Yeah,
changed
yeah.
her picture. She changed her
So
picture.
communities that are formed up based on geographical location where they come from. There is here's a perfect example of a group of people that come into America, both legally and illegally, and promote their society and build and adapt and adopt to the American way versus a group of people or a culture of people, right, that come in and bring all their bullshit with them. You ready?
The
I'm
one
gonna
thing that they're running from, they actually try to bring here.
they bring it right back here, and I'm gonna prove it to you right now. You know what it is? Minneapolis, Minnesota, and Miami, Florida. Minneapolis, Minnesota has a lot of, and this isn't a slam, but there's a lot of Middle Eastern and Eastern African nations, folks that have immigrated here. Do I got to drop her name? Ilhan Omar and her,
That
okay,
sounds familiar.
in Minnesota, right? Those are the ones, she came from Somalia, right? Those folks are in Minnesota. And what do you have in Minnesota? The biggest anti-American sentiment in the nation. Nobody is more anti-American than Minnesota right now. Nobody. I dare name one. Not any place in California, not Portland, Oregon, not New York City with Kathy Hochul. The most anti-American city, in my opinion, right now is Minnesota. But look at all the different cultures of Hispanic that have moved into Miami, namely the Cuban Americans. Right?
Yeah, I think
They're like,
Latinos are all the same. You know, I think all Latinos, all we want to do is just have a whole bunch of babies. You know, that's what we want to do. Latin America, I remember it's just, you know, PR. That's just the way that we are and stuff. But this what's going on in New York, coming to a state near you, coming to a state near you. It's only a couple of states anyway that want to do this sanctuary thing, but not now they're kind of suffering the consequences. And we even have people from the actual states are saying, you know, the states they're gonna probably not even be Democrat anymore. They're probably gonna turn Republican anyway. I mean, look at what happened in Hawaii. They're so pissed. They're so pissed over in Hawaii for what they did. They never took care. They don't take care of their own. They don't take care of their own. So I think out of desperate measures, people are just gonna be like, nope, we don't want this shit anymore. Look at what it does. All right, because it'd be okay, you know, if they took the illegals in, but they did anything and everything they can to implement them into society so they can contribute. Okay, so they can contribute, but not even that. Not even that. They just bring them in and be like, we're gonna pay for your food, we're gonna pay for your housing. Okay, you ain't gotta work. Just sit and collect.
well,
Okay,
here's the
and
thing
then it
about
looks
that.
really bad. It looks really bad for everybody
Here's
else.
the thing about that. That started here, right? That started here in well, you know what? Let me rephrase that. It first came to light here in Miami, even though I think it started in California first, right? Because that was the big controversy down here. Because at one time there was a problem. It's called the wet foot, dry foot law. So in Florida, if you were Cuban and risked your life on a raft to get here and you made it to shore, doesn't matter where, just someplace in Florida, you made it to shore. That was considered the dry foot. You got to stay. But Haitians were turned away regardless because they say that with Cubans, it was political asylum they were seeking, and with Haitians, it was economic asylum they're seeking. Bro, there's so many things jacked up and messed up about Haiti. That's a whole nother show. But my point is, once they regulated that and got that somewhat squared away, what was happening was there was a lot of money that was being given to the illegal immigrants that were rafting over here. They were given food stamps and some type of housing. So the point that was given to those that were granted political asylum versus everybody else, the 2+ million people that have come across the southern border from all over the world, that is not political asylum. It's economic asylum. So if the Haitians aren't allowed to come in, why the fuck is everybody else allowed to come in from all over the world? You see, it's the political system is all jacked up, dude.
Yeah, it's
All
messed up.
jacked
Don't get me
up.
wrong. If it's something new that everybody's trying, but nobody knows what's what's the after effect on it. If you've never tried it, then fine, go for it. But but if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Just don't keep throwing money at it and then keep making the whole entire problem even bigger.
Okay,
Um,
so I actually want to answer this question when you get done. From Did You Say Ride? I want to answer that question, but go ahead, Eddie.
so this is what they're doing. I just think right now it's just to the point where these guys are just so mad, and they're just so frustrated that they can't get anything done, that they're trying to create a chaos just out of spitefulness, and they're doing
So,
it on purpose.
so did you say ride? Let me ask you a question because I'm not sure if you're male or female, if you're American or foreign. I don't know. Doesn't matter to me. But here's a really simple question. You say give the illegals a chance. Too many places hiring. No one wants to work indoors. Just do rideshare. We need the people. Well, I disagree with that on about
Disagree. Yeah.
90% of it. But here's the thing. See, apparently you don't understand the whole economic cycle and how economics works, and I'll be happy to go through that in a second. But here's my first question to you. Okay. Do you think it's okay that these people are going into these stores and snatching out less than $950 worth of merchandise? Can you answer that question? And I'm going to bring it full circle. But is it okay? Should we give those that are walking into these stores, whether it's Lululemon, Gucci, or CVS, or the grocery store, or wherever they're walking into, should we give them a chance as well to just go ahead and snatch up to $950 worth of material or products and just let it go? Is that good? That's a real question I have for you. It's not okay, but who says they are illegal? It's not the point.
Yeah,
See, this is why I want
it's
to bring my point forward. It's illegal to rob somebody. You are breaking a law. Just as it is illegal to enter into the country, into any country. Into any country. You cannot enter illegal. You will be arrested and thrown in jail. You're breaking the law. Try illegally immigrating to Mexico. Maybe go look up that law. Or try illegally immigrating to Canada. Like, I don't know who the hell would want to go to Canada anyway. But what I'm getting at is the law is the law. Whether it's right or wrong is irrelevant.
Yes, correct. It's the law.
You have to be able to change the laws. What's happening is this current political climate, and remember now, and I take note of what I'm saying here, Eddie. I said political climate. I didn't say party, because as far as I'm concerned, both parties are working together. It's a uniparty. There is no separation of Republican and Democrat. They're both in the same fucking boat. They're both pieces of shit as far as I'm concerned. The current political climate is allowing lawlessness. How does Mayor Eric Adams stand there and say and run on, oh, we're a sanctuary city, send us your weak, send us your poor, right? That's what's on the Statue of Liberty. Send us your weak, send us your poor, send us your hungry. Okay. So they did. They sent them their weak, they sent them their poor, they sent them their hungry. Now they don't want them there. Now it's a problem.
Ironic, right?
See, you don't get to have it, my friend. Did you say right? You don't get to have it both ways. You don't get to have it both ways. You can't on one hand say, okay, yeah, let's give these people a chance. I agree.
We got to give them a chance. Yeah.
But listen, I know people that are here illegally, and they're friends of mine. I ain't turning them in. They're my peoples. But what I'm saying is, you don't have the right to have it both ways. You can't sneak into my country and then bitch about my country. You don't get to move from California to Texas and then bitch about Texas. You don't get to move from New York and New Jersey to Florida and then bitch about Florida. That's a fucking hypocrite. You don't get to say, well, it's okay to have illegal immigrants just run into the country, but it's not okay that I can't go rob CVS. I can't go rob CVS for less than $950. They'll lock my ass up.
They'll lock you up for a lot less than that. You can
see the news, and you'll see it on the news. White guy robbed CVS for $3.23. He avoided, he resisted arrest. They beat the shit out of him. Fuck out of here. So that's my point. I'm not mad at you, bro. I'm just, or young lady, because I don't know if it's male or female. But what I'm saying is, That's the thing. That's the problem. The
Oh yeah,
problem the problem is you can't have it both ways. And until you change laws, right? Until you change the laws, you can't do nothing.
yeah, and the thing it also affects other people too that have actually gone through the legal system and the crap that they had to go through to get there. And now all of a sudden, this just other people just come in and he's like, "Why? How'd you get in?" He's like, "I just walked in and they gave me everything." And I was like, "Well, other people that did the whole entire legal process, they were like, well, I didn't have to do any of that. I had to do a whole bunch of freaking shit, let alone wait online and get the paperwork to come over." And then they came over illegally, and then they had to do the whole American way, which is bust your
So
butt and work,
so did
so you can make a living.
so did you say Ride is saying, look, complaining, who cares, as long as they have a meal and somewhere to sleep is fine. But this country is built off illegals. We need them in the country. That's why the border is so wide open. I guess you're just trying to poke the bear because
Yeah,
neither one of those statements is factually or actually correct. The country was
it's
not built off illegal aliens. It wasn't built off illegals. We've had this discussion in past shows. Do you know the oldest human remains found in North America is 23,000 years old? 23,000 years old. You going to tell me who them people was? Were they Native Americans? Were they indigenous? 23,000 years old. So don't say the country was built off illegals, because when the Chinese came over, they weren't illegal, they were processed. When my grandparents came over from Italy, they weren't illegal, they were processed. We weren't wops, we were processed. The Irish, when they came over, mid-1800s, they were processed. So you really don't know what the hell you're talking about. Now, I get it. You're in your feels, you're in your emotions. That's okay. It's okay to be that way. But what I'm saying to you is speak factually. This way, you don't have an issue of getting checked on your shit.
yeah,
Because I don't
because
want to
then
be checked. I don't have a problem being checked, though. You can check me if you want. And if you're right, I'll admit it. But sir, ma'am, you're not coming with good shit.
yeah,
You're coming with
because
that.
the thing is when you start being sentimental about letting them in and they just want a place to stay and a place to eat, you start getting what's happening in New York and in
Oh, and
California.
that's what Key is saying. And that's what Key is
And
saying.
that's the thing. And I was like, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Doing it,
See what happened
doing
in
the
Chicago?
legal process works because it gives them a sense of responsibility of the crap that they have to go through to actually get in here. So once they get in, like they're good, but it's like, but now they have it in their heads. Like, okay, I do not want to mess this up. All right, let me get to work. But the thing is that when you start giving, it's kind of like the homeless that we have out here. I say the same thing. I was like,
All the
instead
time.
of giving the homeless the dollar, show them the way,
That's it.
give them the job,
Teach them.
encourage them, because every time you give them, I feel like crap every time I try to give them $1 because I'm just basically saying, yeah, stay out here in the streets.
So let me tell you what happened to me the other day, Eddie. And everybody on here knows I'm a vet, and it's not like I don't go around telling my stories and all of that shit about it. But the other day, I was at the gas station, had to get gas. Gas station I normally go to, right? Had to get gas. As I was walking in, I saw a guy in a wheelchair. Right, he's amputee right below the knee, which was kind of odd the way that the way the amputation went. It was a little odd because he still had the full knee. But anyway, my point is, as I'm walking in, you know what he does? First time ever I've seen this. He shows me his military ID card. I didn't say nothing to him. I was just walking in. He says, "Bro, I'm a military vet and I'm homeless and can you help?" And he showed me his military ID card because there are a lot of people out there that have stolen valor, right? They claim to be one thing and the motherfuckers never did shit. They never signed the
Uh-huh.
fucking check, right? So seeing this, I said, bro, I'll be right back because I didn't have no cash and I wasn't going to give him cash. I really wasn't going to give him cash. I walked in, I bought him a couple of sub sandwiches, a big ass bottle of water, Coca-Cola. All I was going in for was use the bathroom and grab a Coke. I wound up dropping like $25 in there, right? Put it all in a bag and handed it to him as I came out the door, right? That dude was so thankful. An American military vet, I saw his ID card. You can't fake a military ID card. So we have so many vets and we have so many civilians. We all like to, the both sides of the aisle like to talk about mental health and all of this shit, right? You got some jackass the other day shooting up a Dollar General or whatever it was, and
Uh
then you got
huh.
people ripping through fucking parade lines, mowing people down, 62 people down for no fucking reason, right? You got some guy walking into a church, shooting up a church. We have real issues here in this country. Yet, for some reason, this guy's still going on about illegals. Well, hey, bro, let me tell you something. If you're in the gig world, now I said this the other day, Eddie. I don't think people heard me when I said it, bro. You got a lot of motherfuckers here on our show, and we appreciate you. We love y'all, good, bad, or indifferent, that do gig work, whether it's Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, Spark, whatever the hell it is that you do to make your money, right? Do you know how many of these illegals are running on someone else's account that are driving?
Oh,
They're
I don't even know how the hell they do that.
they're taking money out of your pocket. You pay the taxes. You pay the fucking taxes. You're doing everything right. And you're still getting screwed over. But you still think it's okay to allow illegals to come in. Come down here to Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Miami area.
How is it that they
Get,
do
get you
that?
an Uber. Get you an Uber. 70% of the time, the Uber driver don't speak English. They shouldn't even be driving. It's illegal to be driving a ride for hire and not be
Without a
able to speak
license.
English. They were throwing people they were issuing people and arresting people like a year ago at Miami International Airport because they couldn't speak English. These are the same people that are taking your jobs. So when you say Americans are lazy, they're not jobs somebody wants to do. This bullshit. They're just not willing to sacrifice their ass for a company that don't give a fuck about them. But yet we're all out here doing rideshare. You can bring this shit full circle all you want. Look how jacked up California is. Eddie, you can take over anytime, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You
no,
look
I'm
at
just
California. Look at Chicago, what happened. Remember what happened in Chicago, bro? All the people with their new city, with their new mayor up there who's emptying the jails and this, that, and the other, you know? He said, well, we're going to take all these illegal immigrants and we're going to stuff them into this high school that's this old high school. The entire community came out against it. They stood in front of that high school and said, hell no, it ain't happening. It ain't happening.
yeah, no. Hey, look. It's just that, yep, retired Marine served in Vietnam in many years. He also Puerto Rican, which is irrelevant on speaking on illegals. I can speak on illegals however I want. Being illegal is a breaking the law, hence the word illegal. I don't know what to tell you. If you break the law, you break the law. The way that I see it is that if you come in illegally, you automatically broke the law. Illegal. This is what I talk about the education system in Puerto Rico. It's just they think that they teach us stuff. I mean, you go to a public school in Puerto Rico, you swear that crap is abandoned. My kids used to go to the school there, and that's why I got sick and tired of being there. It is just a sense of you just like common sense, and they keep doing the same thing like over and over and over again. And I kept seeing this in my family. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. I want to be a good example. I want to get out, and I want to do it the American way, which is working hard. Okay, now working 40 hours a week. Oh, that's so hard. It's
Eddie,
no,
Eddie,
you know,
read the comment and see if you catch the irony in this.
yeah.
How can
Okay,
Puerto Ricans be illegal?
yeah.
How are Puerto Ricans illegal?
T-
The fuck are
I
we
just got
talking about here?
I just got the
I
Harry
can't.
Potter.
At this point, I have to let that conversation with this individual go because I don't know how Puerto Ricans can be illegal when they're fucking U.S. citizens to begin with. Come on, bro. Come on, man. Come on, buddy.
All right.
Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Silver
Yeah, you know
Fox.
what? Let's go. Let's go. You
Let's go
can't. You
something else.
can't. Yeah. Let's move on. You can't. It's just like
All right. Well, let me bring up.
it's arguing with a cat.
Okay. Well, no, the cat called me a fool yesterday. Hopefully, he stays away. All right, real quick. And Silver Fox says Mario Mateo is the only Uber who speaks English. All right, look, here's Lyft. Remember what I told you guys yesterday? I bring this up because I still watch the market. We're sitting here, we're talking. Listen, you guys know I got my screens up. I'm watching the market. Look at Tesla starting to rip back up a little bit. Tesla's doing good today. Nvidia's making a comeback. Okay. But look, Lyft, I'm still waiting, bro. $10. If you're like me, you want something just to watch that moves very slow, that you can learn the market with. Technicals are very easy to see here, right? Very easy to see. We're in a big consolidation zone. You can watch Lyft. It does not move quick. So I'm waiting for this $10 mark, and then we'll take a starter position again. So I just wanted to bring that up. The rest of the market, Uber is up a little bit today, but there's still, right? This is resistance. This was support. Now it's resistance. Eddie, I got to do this, buddy. So we'll see what it
bring it on.
That 44.65. DoorDash. I don't know what the hell's going on with DoorDash. I don't really watch DoorDash much because they're pretty this is the entire DoorDash history on the stock market. Right? This is their top dog. At one time they were $256. Now they're under 80. But we see what we see here. Right? We see what we see. If it doesn't break 87.74 on this way back up, this is on the daily chart. If it doesn't break above 87.74, whoop, it's gonna come back down.
Let me I had to look this up because people I don't know. I just
wanted to bring in a little stock news there. That's all.
Now, please correct me if I'm wrong, but it says Puerto Rico became a U.S. territory in 1898 as a result of the Treaty of Paris that officially ended the Spanish-American War and dictated the Spain cede the island to the U.S. Puerto Ricans were granted U.S. citizenship by birth in 1917, but were not given the right to vote in the U.S. presidential elections unless they were residents of the mainland. I don't understand what part of that was illegal.
Yeah, well, don't worry. He'll come back in like 10 minutes and say it's racist too. Because that's what people do. When they have no argument, they fall back on the race card. That's exactly what happens. I mean, oh, look at SPY ripping.
SPY's ripping.
Uh-oh. Got a triple bull cluster here. Still not messing with the market yet. I'll let my NVIDIA make its money. Thomas says, hey, that happens here in Tampa too. When I get a ride, someone is telling me that either on the first or first in a while that speaks English. Listen, I'm not knocking people. I'm just saying you can't have it both ways, Eddie. That's all. You can't have it both ways.
It's just it doesn't.
If they rob your house because they're hungry, they didn't go to the refrigerator and steal your bread, as AOC would have you think. They took your TV and your computer with a big loaf of bread sitting right on the fucking kitchen counter.
Yeah.
But they weren't so hungry that they could snatch the bread too.
Because TV is very edible.
About the shit,
TV is very edible.
Exactly. Novice, bro, this show is getting trolled more and more every day.
But we like it. We like it because we like what's actually out there. It's common sense, kind of like it hits you, and then you're like, okay, like it's not working. It's not working. It doesn't make any sense because it's actually not working. Illegal immigration does not work. That's why it's called illegal, because it just doesn't work. Look at then all these states, look at the crap that happens. And what happens is like, oh, no, that's not the way that it is, whatever, because it's not happening to them. But then when this crap hits your neighborhood and it starts hitting your family and your family starts getting hurt, you end up in the hospital or people start dying around you that you know, especially you, then you're going to change your ways.
Well, here's the thing, bro. We've always said this. You said it again this morning. I didn't see Bernie Sanders taking a family and sponsor a family, illegal family. I haven't seen AOC taking and sponsoring illegal family. Haven't seen Joe Biden take in and sponsor an illegal family. Haven't seen Donald Trump or Ron DeSantis take in and sponsor an illegal family. So I don't want to hear it. Kevin McCarthy, Nancy Pelosi, Ariana Presley, right? Fannie Willis. I don't see any of these people taking in and sponsoring an illegal family. But
They
Mayor
even asked. They even asked him.
Mayor Adams wanted the citizens of New York City to take in us and sponsor a family, but he hasn't done
him.
You know why? Because he's showing those crackers how it's done every day on the streets. Y'all forget that shit too, that prick motherfucker said that shit. Racist bastard.
All right. Yeah. But look.
Good morning, commuter. How you doing?
But for good news, I'm here. The Novus, this will be for you. Airline launches only adult section for international flight. Yeah. Turkish Dutch airline is looking to remove the disruption of children noises by offering an adult zone for flight of people traveling without kids
do that on
between Amsterdam and Curacao. You know how sticky those seats are going to be?
Bro, how are they going to limit the noise? What are they going to do? Are they going to close this? Are they going to section off the aircraft?
Maybe they should be like only for the adults. See, I'm thinking adult section, like
you mean like a fantasy fest, like with the keys, like a fantasy.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Little hedonistic system, little swingle party on the top level.
You know, because they talk about it's like you get, it's only adults allowed, no kids. You know, so I'm wondering that what are you gonna do? It's just kind of like an adult section, like for only adult or adult content type of adult. Oh,
I don't know.
You're sitting in the seat and you're like, oh, what the hell? You know, that ain't gonna feel too good.
You know, it ain't gonna work.
That ain't gonna feel too good. But yeah, okay. Let me see. And this is another one for all you alkies out there, for alcohol drinkers. I don't drink beer. Biden administration alcohol Caesar hints at limiting American beer consumption. Is this true? I mean, seriously.
It can't be, bro.
Let me see. President Joe Biden's administration is considering controversial policy change that would see Americans having their beer consumption recommendations severely limited.
National Institute of Alcohol Abuse has said that the limit could be 2 beers per week.
2 beers per week.
Following the example set by who? Canada.
Yeah.
You're only going to be allowed to drink. You're going to get 2 beers a week and like it. Do I need to do it in my Klaus Schwab Nazi voice? You only get 2 beers a week and you shall like it.
There's a lot. There's gonna be a lot of yellow colored water bottles.
Oh my god!
It's a water bottle. It's a water bottle.
Global warming, bro. Who comes up with this shit? Like, who comes up with this?
You know, it's kind of like going back to the illegal thing in SpaceX. I was like, yeah, you gotta hire more diversity. I was like, okay, no. No, it's kind of like it's his company, private company. He can hire whatever he wants, and it's freaking rockets. It's freaking rockets. Who the hell wants?
Do you realize what you just said?
What?
When you with the beer limiting beer consumption? Do you know what that means? That means the 3 largest tax revenue generating retail items in the country, they are trying to kill.
Yeah,
they're trying to kill your fuel, your gas, right? That's why you guys are getting hit with these EV. Fucking, you own an EV, you're going to pay $1,000 a month extra now, right? Because they're killing the gas tax, which is about half of what you pay at the pump is all fucking tax.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. And then they want you to go to electric cars, but now since they can't get taxes, all the taxes that they were getting on the gasoline, now they're taking it on the electric cars.
Exactly.
Boom.
That's number one. Number 2, smoking, which is a personal preference, whether you like it or not, is irrelevant. About half of every pack of cigarettes is tax. So do they really want you to quit smoking? Not fucking really. Right? And then the third one is the alcohol. Now we're going to limit your alcohol. You know how much tax is on alcohol? It ain't 6.5% sales tax, bro. You're paying a hefty tax. Think about it. The ATF is what? Alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. Oh, yeah, they want you to get rid of those too. You know how much tax-based revenue is generated off of ammunition? So all the shit that pays for all the spending that we don't have money for, that they want to keep spending and sending to Ukraine instead of taking care of the homeless vets, right? And our homeless here, and all the illegal immigrants that they want to bring into the country because Americans are too fucking lazy to go to work. Now they're going to triple tax the illegals, right? That revenue base. They want to eliminate all that revenue and tax the wealthy 100%.
Yep.
What
Or at least that's what they're gonna try to do. But remember, you can tax the wealthy, but the wealthy is just gonna tax the individual.
I don't get it, man. Somebody has to explain, how is it? This is the thing, bro. This is the thing. My brother Eddie, my brother from another mother, Eddie, my Puerto Rican brother, but my fellow American citizen, right? They got so much misdirection going on out here right now. They're turning us left and right, left and right, left and right. You know that asshole that did the shooting, that just left the manifesto, that we still haven't seen the Tennessee shooting manifesto from the transgender kid? We ain't got that fucking manifesto yet.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know they had that guy? The same shit that happened. Wait a minute. The same shit that allowed that scumbag motherfucker in Jacksonville to go nuts is the same shit that allowed that scumbag motherfucker in Parkland 4 or 5 years ago to go nuts. These guys were psych evaluated many, many times. They were in custody many, many times, and they were turned loose. Who's at fault here, bro? Is it the system? Is it those? Oh, it's mental issues. Well, then deal with the mental issues. Quit turning these motherfuckers loose on the public. Because see, what happens is when the public starts fighting back, this is why you'll never get rid of the Second Amendment, bro. This is why the Second Amendment will never be gone in this country. This is
what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Look at this.
Go ahead.
Listen. Trump, I'll release all JFK files if reelected.
Say that
he shouldn't have said that. He shouldn't have said that because they're going to start deleting shit like crazy.
Wait. Oh, the JFK files. Yeah, I saw that.
All the JFK files. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. I think this is just the tip. This is just the tip of the iceberg. It's kind of like WikiLeaks. What's his name? Snowden. Mm-hmm. Snowden, and what's the other one? I forgot. Assange. Okay. Yep. I have a funny feeling we are about to find out a lot of secret stuff. I hope so. So. Except for some. There are some that I do agree that I don't want out there.
Here's a question.
But it has to do with tech.
Here's a question for you. First, Mr. C is right. He says not a peep on limiting sugar intake to have a longer, healthier life. Ain't that the truth, brother? Everything we got has got sugar in it, and sugar is what kills us the most. Silver Fox, he's saying they charge you $1 just to buy ammo here in California. They allow things to happen. The Unabomber, I don't know how much this is, but we'll go with it. Unabomber is part of the MK Ultra project, but all we got was an edited manifesto. This is what bothers me, bro. Right? And JDN is like, united we stand, divided we fall.
Yeah, so it's just that they keep thinking. It's just they keep thinking that we can't handle it. I was like, well, of course we're never gonna know if we can handle the truth or not because we don't freaking know. And then we get pissed when we actually find out by doing our own research. Well, because you've been hiding. That's why they hide shit for 20 years. It's kind of like the whole Pfizer and J&J, whatever the results wasn't going to be released for 20 years. I was like, 20 years is going to be too late.
Let me take you down a path of history here. Now, this might piss some people off, but it's just an analogy. But follow me here. When slavery was here in America, the plantation owners would not allow their captives, the slaves, to be educated, correct?
Correct.
They didn't want them educated. They didn't want them smart. And even though, a lot of folks here that were enslaved, they were doing their best to try to educate their kids as much as possible. But if they were caught, they were severely punished. Correct?
Yes, they were.
What the fuck is the difference than what they're doing to us right now by not releasing all the information to us? Is it not the same thing to keep us dumb? So you know what? I agree. I agree with everybody who says slavery is not ended in America yet. As of right now, I agree with that statement. Because in a sense, the federal government, the state and local governments are not giving us all the education we should have so that as a people, we can make a conscious and logical decision or judgment on a situation. As long as they control the media and control the propaganda and control he who controls the information controls the world, bro.
Yeah. Well,
The fact that 60 years ago JFK had his head blown off and we still don't know what happened. The fact that 6 months ago some transgender fucking freak case walked into a church or into a school and shot up children and nobody gives a shit. But you're worrying about somebody who fucking got the shit beat out of him with a fucking chair in Alabama? That's what makes the news. We're still enslaved, as far as I'm concerned. Alex Jones might be my new guy, bro. He might be my new
but
guy.
Alex Jones has been saying this for a long time.
Yeah, but he fucked up with Sandy Hook, so I don't have a lot of respect. He's got to earn that shit back. He really fucked up with that. But like, bro.
Well, like to answer Dr. C. No, I was talking about kind of like the nuclear bomb. Now everybody has one. So all we need is one person to be provoked. And that's it. We're freaking done.
Well,
our nuclear bombs are not the same as they were 50 years ago, man. They're really big now.
Oh, they're powerful.
And they're really big. Now that's what I'm talking about. That's why I said tech, because we tend to find anything, and the first thing we want to do is turn it into a weapon. It's and
it's never used for good, or as they
Correct.
say, once you make a discovery for the good, somebody will find a way to use it.
Because everybody threatens everybody with nuclear weapons, But I was like, okay, yeah, it's just a threat, whatever, and all that stuff. But all we need is some crazy idiot that's gonna go ahead and sets it off, and then what are we gonna do?
Hey, let me ask you a question, Silver Fox. Here's some irony for you: the Las Vegas shooting, right? And obviously I wasn't there, but I have a tie-in. I know somebody who was there. Let's just put it that way. I know somebody who was there front and center, actually. All right. Dude, do you know who the police chief was then? Do you know who the current police chief of Hawaii is? Of Lahaina?
Oh,
yes, yeah. I mean, just kind of look it up. I think that if I'm correct, I could be wrong here. But I know that police chief was tied into something else that happened here before he was tied into Hawaii and Lahaina right now.
Yeah, there was some talk about he had connections to something else, but I never followed up on the story.
I think it was the Vegas shooting. It's the same guy covering. They're moving this motherfucker around like they move Ray Epps. Right?
So,
hold on. I'm just gonna be last time I entertain. I'm trying to have an open conversation, Eddie.
Yeah, I know. Listen, look.
No, read it.
I know. I was reading it. I wanted to answer. We have to stop slavery and racism. Then homelessness can be solved, and people ought to be more accepting of illegals being processed and given a chance. Yeah, that's right. You are right. You are right. Are you volunteering?
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
not volunteering.
You got your house open? Are you ready?
You are more than welcome to.
3 families?
Now, I have seen some people take them in, and they had some bad results. Really, really bad results.
Look at all the hotels in New York City.
I saw somebody that took their house and said, "Hey, you can camp here. You can camp here." What ended up happening? Somebody camped there that had no good intentions, and they broke into the house while they were in there. The- I got nothing against. Okay, look, I got nothing against in trying to help. Okay, but you gotta, man, you gotta do it the right way, because all you need to do is make one mistake, and then either you, your kids, or somebody in your family is gonna suffer the consequences. And then you're gonna change your mind. You're gonna be like, I am never doing this again. You know, it's kind of like that guy over in Florida. They let him in, and they let him out. He was arrested, and what did they find him doing? He was kicking out some homeless guy's freaking head that he chopped off. He was
Yep.
playing soccer with it. It says all you need is one mistake.
Christ.
All you need is one mistake, and somebody suffers the consequences. Now, and then here's the thing: you take one in, and then he commits the crime because whatever you're doing is not working. Should you be held accountable for it?
Right.
Because you decided to believe in this person. And every individual has the right to do anything about their situation. I believe the same we were talking about was, all right, it's not your fault if you're poor, but if you die poor, then it's definitely your fault. You know, people gotta want to do something, okay? But breaking the law, I mean, there's some crazies out here. And besides, the crazies that we have out here, it was because they closed the mental hospitals down. And where were they going to throw them? They threw them in the streets. They threw them in the streets. I believe this was over the Clintons. Was it the Clintons or was it before then?
No, it was the Clintons.
It was the Clintons, right?
Mhm.
And things that we actually have to help our own. You know, but then none of them take them in. None of them take them. What do they do with the homeless here? If for God something happens to them, all right, and that they end up in the hospital, they take care of them momentarily, but then they put them right back in the streets. Okay,
Silver
why
Fox
don't they
is
keep
spot
them?
on.
Why don't they keep them and they give them? It's because there's just it doesn't work. It doesn't work. We need something that works. Okay, throwing money at it, and then you saying that we should be more sentimental and stuff and take them in. I was like, hey, volunteer. You're more than welcome to. Okay, put yourself on a list and be like, hey, give me a homeless person, a homeless family. You know how many families I see out here with the kids, and I see the father with a sign, hey, help me, I'm hungry. But then if I give him money today, he's gonna be there tomorrow.
And again tomorrow, and again tomorrow, and
And
again
again the
tomorrow.
next day and the next. I'm encouraging them to actually just be there. I kind of I am understanding of the idea of, okay, what do they do, but we need to give them that incentive to do something. Be like, hey, do it like this. Spoke to a lady the all the time. She was homeless. I was like, listen, you have to start by doing something, because if we keep giving it to you, you're just gonna throw it away. I was like, you are going to keep sitting right here because I'm gonna be coming around and I'm gonna give it to you. But if you want to get out, she was in a wheelchair. And I collected it all because she was so mad that she was throwing all her wheelchair parts outside in the street, in the middle of the road. So I pulled over and I put it back. And she's like, nobody cares. I was like, we do care. We do care. It's just that every time we give it to you, you throw it away. He's like, what you need to do is go to that clinic that actually helps you out, get sober, get you that job, and then everybody starts at the bottom. Everybody starts at the bottom. And then people like me look up to people like you, because we know that there's hope out there. There is hope, but you have to do something. You have to do something. I can't give it to you, because if I give it to you, you're not going to value it, and you're just gonna throw it away. You're just gonna throw it away, and that's the issue. So for what's her name, whatever. It'd be nice if we knew, like, she whatever. Yeah. Listen, I even thought about it. I think Jesse James did it. Jesse James donated his land to a homeless camp or whatever and all that stuff. But he didn't take anybody into his house. It's because the help comes from the individual himself to do something about it.
Meanwhile, the stock market is moving its way up nicely right now, which means Lyft is actually moving up nicely right now. I don't know why I keep bringing up Lyft. I keep
Yeah,
bringing
no,
up Lyft because they're under the spotlight right now. But look at them. That was a nice rip. It's a nice rip right now. It's up whopping 20 cents today right now. That's a pretty nice rip.
oh,
Whole market is moving up
James,
because
listen,
of bond
James,
bond
man,
yields,
you ain't you
bond
ain't the
price.
only one. It's my fear of a drunk illegal killing my daughter. See, that's not what worries me. um an accident and then flees, yeah, who is responsible for a person that doesn't exist? Yeah, I agree. The thing that bothers me the most is my daughter walks to school, but she's got to go through these woods, and she doesn't live in the nicest neighborhood. And I'm always afraid one of these guys is just going to come out the woods and grab her and go. And I always tell her, I was like, stop looking at the phone and keep looking at your surroundings. That's why I took her to go see that movie, The Sound of Freedom. I was like, this is what really happens. All right. And you need to understand that the people that are out there, you don't know. If you don't know them, you don't talk to them. You keep going. Okay. And if they keep coming after you, okay, then you run even faster. And I was like, just don't trust. But I think about it all the time because you see it in the news, but they don't post it. They don't post it. You know, when all this stuff happens to the kids and stuff, they hide all this stuff. You know, but I know about it because you just gotta scroll through and eventually you're gonna find something out there. But man, like I'm telling you, people are very sentimental because nothing is happening to them. But once it starts happening to them and their family members, then it's a different story.
Then it's a problem.
Yeah. Okay. And then they cry, whatever. And, people like me, I'm like, told you. What do you want? There's nothing I can do now. Um, so yeah, man, it's just, man, listen, Richard, man, I gotta, it's because of this. I spoken to some of the homeless, and one of them was able to answer me. And he was like, because he was actually working himself out, older gentleman, way older than I was, and because we were agreeing, um, and he said it's just that when you're in that homelessness situation, basically you're to the point where you lost hope. It is just that there is nothing you could do to get them out, nothing you could say, because they just lost total hope, and that's why they can't get out. It's because so you give them a little something and they get that little boost of hopeless. They get that boost of hope, but it just comes crashing right back down. So I
There,
mean,
there
maybe Elon Musk can do his freaking Neuralink and start putting people these damn Neuralinks and get them off that
I, I
path.
think I think it gets lost. I think the idea gets lost that it's not that Americans aren't sympathetic or um, empathetic to the situation of other peoples of the world. But if you can't take care of your home, you can't take care of your outside your home. Charity starts at home, and you have to take
Yeah,
care of your own first. If we were a nation with all our bullshit that we've been through to become this nation, see, a lot of y'all don't get to talk to these people that are from Central and South America and from the islands. Y'all don't get to see them like we do down here in certain parts of the country, right? Where these people come up and they look at America like it's the last beacon of hope. They all want to
yeah,
come here for a reason. They don't want to come here because our beaches are better than the beaches in Brazil, or that our winters are warmer than the winters in Chile, right? Because Mexico's got some of the best beaches in this world, but they ain't trying to stay there. It's because of the opportunity that America offers, and other countries don't have that. So it's not that we're not sympathetic to that, but you got to do it the right way. And if you can't take care of your own house, then your house is going to fall, bro. It's going to fall.
it's
Because
kind of like,
look how many nations and civilizations that we've gone through that by today's standards would be considered paradises. And now they're shit. Or they
but by
don't
the
even,
way, there is one thing that I actually I do not know where I got this. Maybe it was the Bible. I don't know, but they say always take care of thy neighbor. So if I have additional food at my house in case of a catastrophe, I have enough food so I can give to my neighbors too. There's a good reason for it too. Because if my neighbor is hungry and I have a whole bunch of food, sooner or later they're gonna come into my place, they're gonna take my food. So take care of thy neighbor. I have
that's
enough food, but I am gonna share like freaking crazy to my neighbors, man, because if I take care of them, they're gonna take care of me. So if just be, I don't know, it's just kind of like a philosophy that I have. So if my neighbor is like, hey, I'm hungry, I don't have any food, I can't get anything, I'd be like, there you go, here, yeah, just add hot water.
That's it.
But I see it that way. But for our she guy, I don't know.
Bro,
Yeah,
what?
we
Bro,
have to
what?
be Yeah, I agree with you, but you have to be logical, and it's just kind of like common sense, because it's just, it doesn't work. We just we need a better we need to change the system, a better way to take care of our own. All right, and with illegals, it's just like maybe give them an easier path, to citizenship, but they still have to go through a process, because if you don't give them that process, they're just going to come in, they're going to bring the bad habits.
That's what happens. It's not a cliche to say if you move to our state, don't bring your politics with you. It's not a cliche. People mean that shit.
Yeah,
If you're leaving where you live because you hate the way it is there, you hate the opportunities or lack of opportunities or whatever it is, you hate it there enough to move your ass. You gave up on it. You quit on where you're from. Don't bring that same bullshit with you to the new place where you're going, or else your kids are going to be quitting and moving from the shit that you moved to, that you escaped from. You know what I'm saying, Eddie?
I know exactly what you mean. I know
Okay.
exactly what you mean. That's
If
why
you don't want weeds,
if
if
you're coming
you don't
to
want weeds,
Texas from California, keep California over there. That's why you moved here.
that's why you moved here. I say
Okay,
that to the people from
but
New York all the
but
time.
I would prefer if they stay in their state and they fight.
Well,
You know, some kid, there was somebody out there, that was some kid, he's like, I don't want to leave, I want to stay here, and I want to fight, conservative, whatever I'll do, I was like, well then, stay and fight, stay and fight. It's
digging
gonna be
with
a hard
Buddha,
it's gonna be a hard fight, but stay and fight. I think California is a lost state.
Melvin.
I don't know how they're gonna
I
recover
don't.
from
I don't
that.
know. I don't know if it's lost. I don't know if it's lost because when you look at it, the reason why California stays so damn um, Democrat is because of the density of the population in LA and in San Fran and those the major cities. But the rest of the California is red. It's no different than the country makeup, right? If you look at where the most dense populated cities are, they're all blue. And you look at where the sparsely populated, spread out rural areas are, they're all red. I mean, it literally is the way that people the way they think.
And I don't know,
Densely populated cities are considered communities, right? They're social communities. So you could literally call dense populations socialists if you wanted to, in a light side kind of way. And then individuals are the ones that are out on the farmlands and in the Midwest and spread out in the cities, bro. That's just the way it is. You know,
here in Texas, I noticed that everybody kind of minds their own business. Countryside, wherever it is, and everybody just kind of minds their own business. Nobody wants to be bothered. Nobody wants this politics stuff. Everybody just wants to go to work. You know.
yeah.
But now it's been filling up with a lot of these Californians. And I like a lot. I'm sorry. Everywhere I pick up, man, it's usually a Californian.
You know what's
Either
bad?
they're partying, celebrating, and all that stuff. And some of them, not all, some of them are bringing the same crap that they talk about over there. They're trying to bring it over here, and
You
and
know,
they're putting signs all over the place. Don't mess with Texans, and I agree. I don't mess with Texans. I don't mess with no damn Texans, man. I keep my mouth shut. Well, I don't keep my mouth shut. I actually do open my mouth, but that's if they ask for my opinion. And usually I shake my head. No, you do not want my opinion. You know,
look at what Silver Fox is saying. He's saying there is no more assimilation into the U.S. You know what the biggest problem with this is? See, in the 90s, we started getting rid of the labels, right, Eddie? We've talked about this, over the last
mhm.
year about labels, right? You know what? We're just as guilty of it. We're doing the same thing, right? We're saying Florida, Californians to Texas, New Yorkers to Florida. Those are all labels. The problem, I think, the reason why we have this problem is because we put everything in front of the term American. That's what's going to be next, bro. We're going to go from Caucasian American, African American, Latino American, Hispanic American, Asian American. Now we're going to become New York American, California American, Florida American, Texas American. That's next. Because everything has to have a fucking label in front of it. For a nation that celebrated diversity coming into the melting pot, we were all going to become Americans. Americans was all encompassing. We have taken the word American and kicked it out like the Bible out of the schools, right?
Yeah.
We've kicked American out of our goddamn vocabulary, and I got to be a Puerto Rican, or I got to be a Cuban, or I got to be a Texan, or I got to be a Floridian. That's the fucking problem. That's the problem, my friend.
But eventually, I think eventually we're gonna grow out of it because, or we're just gonna stop doing it because the shit that's going on right now. This is what happens when you get these people like this in office, and then they start doing the actual opposite of what they say it's gonna do, and everybody is suffering, even the ones that actually voted for him. When this crap starts happening and then he starts doing that crap, which it's been said it is not him that's actually doing it, it's Obama that's actually making the decisions, and then you have a crackhead of a son, and then you keep getting away with it, sooner or later people are just going to get sick and tired. I think we're pretty much sick and tired. We just refused to go into the civil war that they want us to do. They're poking us like, go do it, and we say no.
Bro,
It's like everybody likes the Constitution.
I think something happened in the market I've never seen before. Unless it was the market. Did they stop the market?
No, SPY's still going.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, shit me. Look at this, bro. I had never seen this before. Unless it's just my charts. Look at this. This is the 1 minute chart on SPY. Okay. This is during the day. See, this is when the market opened today, right here. Right? This is where the market opened. All this over here, you guys can here. I'll make it to where you guys can see it. Hold on. Bro, I've never seen this before. I'm gonna have to reach out to my boy Omar and see what the fuck just happened. Because that don't make sense.
Yeah, I know.
Okay?
I made money on the first pullback. Well, paper money.
This is pre-market. This orange is pre-market. So here the market took off. But Eddie, I've never seen a mid-market gap like I've got here, unless the market was halted. There is a gap here. You know what? Hold on a minute. Maybe it's just my charts, but it's only on certain stocks.
No. I think if you're looking at the SPY, I think it's just the SPY because I don't have a gap.
No, Nvidia's got a gap. There's plenty of gaps here. Hold on, I'm opening up my chart real quick. I'm opening up my my other charting software. Let me take a look at this real quick. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Then it's just TradingView, because that I have never seen before. Novice, I've never seen an in-day SPY gap, but there is a gap here. That's at 1031.
The only time it did that is when it halted going down, right back in with the shutdowns.
So say you got a stock, okay, that just got some crazy ass news, and the stock will shoot the fuck up, or it will slam down, and then there'll be a market halt. There'll be a trigger stop.
Yeah,
they stop it so that there's no run one way or another on it. That's what this looks like. And with my trading chart with TradingView, at 1028, it was showing SPY at 445.94. There's no information for 30, 29 or 30, because the next candle now is 31. There's a 3-minute gap in there. I don't know what happened. But I'm looking at my Webull right now. Webull's not showing me that.
The only time I ever seen that was during the pandemic.
Maybe Novice seen something that I didn't see. I don't know. Maybe now I'm going to have to call Novice. But now you see the SPY starting to retrace a little bit. I'm sorry, guys. That's just something I've never seen SPY do that. Not SPY.
But yeah, again, going back to the subject, it's just you can't help anybody that does not want to be helped. Okay, and even if they ask for help, giving them a hand, no. Point them in the right direction, yes. I think that's the way to go. You want to see if they actually go there. I'm still waiting for this girl. I do drive around where I spoke to this homeless girl there, and I'm still waiting for her to go to the shelter. She's still there. She's still sleeping in the same bench. sleeping in the same bench with the wheelchair and all that stuff. It's like I want her to go there, and I'll be like, okay, this is your first step, so I can say that. It's like this is your first step. All right, now you're in. Now you have to do it like everybody else. It's like you ain't gonna like the job. You ain't gonna like it, nothing that you do, but you work your way out little by little. And this is why usually people, once they find their way out, they stay out because they know how hard it is to freaking get out. So, so yeah, I can't. I don't. I really do not like it too much when I give somebody money. Every time I'm pulling up to the corner and he asks, and I give him the money and I just don't feel too good because I'm encouraging him to stay out there. You know. Oh, and not only that, man, with the women that are out there that are actually homeless, it's just that you can tell because there's usually a lot of men, you know. But then there'll be this one girl, but the one girl will be a little bit separated from the crowd.
Thank you,
So
novice.
I know that the homeless situation with the shelters and stuff. That's why a lot of the I found out that a lot of the homeless don't like to go to the shelters because if they're like puny and skinny, whatever, they get picked on by the big guy and they get robbed by the big guy.
Well,
I learned that through what's his name, Lebron. Love Lebron. Give him a bike, glove, sneakers. He sold every single one of those things that I freaking gave him. Can't believe it. But Lebron, I got that from Lebron because it was freezing cold outside. I was like, dude, you got to go to the shelter. He was like, I'm not going to go to the shelter. He's like, they're going to rob me. And like, oh, okay, now I get it. Now I get it. He used to have this backpack. And then another thing that they do is they don't like to call the ambulance because the ambulance is allowed to assist them, but they can't take their belongings with them. They leave the belongings behind. So when they
really, I
come
didn't
back, the
know
belongings, yeah. So when an ambulance, so I learned this from Lebron, and he's like, no, don't call me an ambulance. I was like, dude, but you're in pain. He's like, no, don't call me an ambulance. Happens to be is that they take him, but not the belongings. And when they come
that.
back, the belongings are gone. Yeah.
Belongings are gone. Wow.
So that's one thing that why that they don't like going to the hospital because
Wow.
somebody comes in and robs everything.
Wow.
And I didn't know that until I was speaking to Lebron and he told me about it. I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know. I didn't know.
That's
But you
insane.
never know until you ask. That's why I can't. I mean, I will criticize because I have asked, and this is what they say. It's happening. And Lebron weighs like 130 pounds. He's like an extra small. He's like a really extra small. But the
Right.
last time I gave him money twice. And the two times that I gave him money, he was overdosing on my bench at my job.
Not good. That's not good.
Okay. And I was like, no. And I spoke to him. He's like, I'm sorry. I said, I can't give you money. He said, I can't give you money. Not only that, doing the shutdown to how everybody was getting their check, he got a check.
Right.
He got a $1,200 check. And
Did
I'm
he
like,
really?
and he's like, yeah, he got a $1,200 check, but he couldn't cash it because he doesn't have a bank account and he also doesn't have an ID. So I was like, I was thinking of doing him the favor, and I was like, no. Dude, I'm gonna kill him like 100 times. I'm gonna kill him 1,200 times. That's what I'm gonna do. If I give him $1,200, I was like, I can't do it. It's no, oh my god, dude, it was a $1,200 check with his name on it and everything from the Department of Treasury, and I was like, you know what? No, I can't. There's no way.
That's tough. That's tough. All right. So what else we got going on today, buddy? What else we got? The last
Nothing. And besides everything that's been going on, and Joe trying to ban the drinking beer limited, and it's not gonna go anywhere. Like seriously, look at what happened to Budweiser, and they just happened to put the wrong person to advertise the wrong freaking product. Like, dude, like that's not a.
talk about not knowing where your base is, where your money comes from. Oh, they really.
But I do have this one. I mean, I don't know if this is just now. A federal judge has ordered a second, uh, oh my god, evidentiary
Cherry.
hearing
Yeah.
for the removal of cases filed against former Trump and 18 others in Fulton County, Georgia, according to Saturday report. See, Trump and others have been charged with allegedly violation of Georgia's Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organization Act (RICO) in their challenge in the 2020 election result by District Attorney Fannie Willis. She claimed the actions constituted a criminal racketeering enterprise and gave all defendants in the case until the 25th to surrender. Okay.
I don't understand how. I don't understand how they get away with this.
No.
They are guilty.
I'm happy. I'm happy that it happened because remember, Trump and others have been charged with alleged violations of Georgia's Racketeering Influence
Yeah, the
and
RICO.
Corrupt
The RICO
Organization, the RICO Act. Remember, the law goes both ways.
It does. It does.
This
It
is what I'm
does.
saying. It's like they better not run. Don't run because you
Ain't
applied
nobody
it
gonna
to
do nothing.
they applied it, so it's
But
the
nobody's
law.
gonna do anything.
It's the law. So let's see what happens. I'm really looking forward to what's going to happen in 2024. I know there's a whole bunch of people out there that are just voting
Bro,
just
that
to see
brings
what
us
the hell he's going to
back
do.
to how we started the show today. That brings
Yeah.
us right back to how we started the show today. We have laws and nobody enforces them or follows them. They create bullshit and try to make it fit the law instead of having the law actually fit whatever the situation is. And then when they get it, nobody does nothing with it. Look at
It's
all the
gonna
shit
be
the
awesome.
Republicans got on Biden.
I'm
There's
so
more
anxious.
shit on Biden. There's more shit on Biden than every other president combined in the history of the United States.
I'm so
And
anxious to
nobody's
see what's
doing
going to
nothing.
happen.
They're
It
doing
would be
nothing
great.
because they're all fucking crooked. I told you it's a uniparty. They're all crooked. You know, I told you I like Byron Donalds, right? And he's right over here in Fort Myers, right across the state from me. I really like Byron Donalds. I like his story. I like where he came from. I like what he's doing. I like how he's changed his life. I really like him. But on Twitter, I tell him the same shit every time when I bother to comment or post. Shut the fuck up and actually do something. Quit being a newscaster's a news channel specialty, right? Because you're the token black guy in the Republican Party, and that's why they keep bringing you on. I hate to say it, but it's the truth, right? He's the guy because he's so strong, but yet even they're not doing anything. They're not doing anything. They're not prosecuting. If that were Trump and all this shit was on Trump, he'd be under the fucking jail right now.
Big time.
He'd be
And they're
under the
trying.
fucking
They're
jail.
trying. They're
He
trying,
ain't
but they can't. I was like,
exactly.
it's like what are you doing?
Bro.
And they try, but given that they brought the case up, they have to follow through with it because that's the law. All right. Oh,
Yeah, you're right, I guess. 81 million votes. 81 million votes, yo.
I can't even just jump into the future and just see what happens. I just want to get it. I just want to see. I just want to see. It's just I really want to see. But
Just
with this
be
whole
fair.
mask mandate supposedly that's coming,
Oh,
already
they've
some
been
hospitals are about to
oh.
try to imply it and all that stuff.
A friend of mine is a nurse. And I saw her little reel this morning on my IG, right? And it's just her,
Oh,
and she's got a mask on, and she says, "Not this shit again." She's a nurse, but she's also got, she's a single parent, so she got a lot of responsibility in her life. She can't afford to be unemployed. They know it. The government knows it. Most employers know it. You cannot afford to be unemployed. So they will force you into this bullshit all over again. I'm going to tell you the same answer I told you last time. Kick rocks. It ain't happening. Kick rocks. It ain't happening.
they're gonna try it. They're gonna try it, but I don't think it's gonna go too good. I don't think it's gonna go too good.
James is right here. The rule of law is under attack. What happens when the law is irrelevant?
Yeah, that's where I do not want to get to.
But we're already there.
No,
states
I think I think civil war. That's when nothing is irrelevant. Nothing matters anymore.
Yeah,
I think
but that's what I mean. In certain states, it doesn't matter. The laws are irrelevant already.
And then people talk about the purge and all that stuff. I was like, you don't want the purge. You don't want
Well,
to freaking purge. It's like you
what do
think that's bad. What
what
do
do
you
you
think? What
think
do you
can
think
eventually
civil?
happen?
What do you think civil war is?
Mm-hmm.
They're purging each other. Everybody's purging each other. But the thing is, nobody knows. Nobody knows who. You know. And then you got your crazies. You got your crazies right in there that they don't care who it is. They just walk up
Exactly.
right behind you. They just walk up right behind you. You just go, you know, and you're like, what the hell? Yep.
Yep. Pop, pop.
And that's it. And you get your crazies. Oh, the
People
crazies
will.
will love to have that day. Look at what they're
Hey,
doing now. They're setting them free. You know,
hey,
you,
look
you
at now.
get pushed out downstairs. You get hatchet up while you're at the
Raped,
ATM. They won't even
raped on
rob
the
you of your money.
subway. Raped on the
Yeah.
subway.
You
Pushed in
know,
front of a railroad car. Don't worry about it.
no,
No,
everything's going to be
he's
okay.
got mental illness. Don't
Listen,
worry. We'll give him some
we
naproxen.
gotta be, we gotta be nice to these people. We gotta give them a hug.
Hey,
We
look what
gotta
Navi
give them
said.
a hug.
Good thing about the mask is that being Asian, I wear the mask before 2019. Back then I looked weird. Now I fit in.
It's like everybody looks good with a mask on. That's the thing.
Oh, shoot.
Everybody looks good with a
Bro, and,
mask
and
on.
now what happens is people walk into these stores with these masks and hoodies on, right? Because they were mandated for all this to happen. So now nobody thinks twice, and you don't know if you're getting robbed or not.
Uh-huh. And which
You
that's what
just
they're
don't
doing
know.
now. I said
You
that's
know,
what
you
they were
don't know
doing.
who's ever
That's
used
what
the
they were
mask.
doing during the show. That they were wearing masks and people were getting robbed and all that stuff. Oh, we couldn't identify him because he was wearing a mask.
Like I said, bro. Like I said, I got me, and just hope that I'm fast enough and quick enough to protect me. That's all I can do. That's all you can do,
Yeah,
bro.
no.
It's almost to that point where you got no choice.
You know, but again, you know, you want to go ahead and you want to wear the mask and you want to get, you know, you want to get protected and I'll go for it.
Well, see, yeah, what do you do in the banks? If you walk, well, you know what? It don't matter no more. The banks ain't got no money. What are you doing? There's no
But
money in
that's
the
right.
bank. What are you going in the bank to rob it for? There's no money in there.
But that,
What are
see
you
now,
doing?
Novus, see, but and that's the thing where they get. I think they're gonna try to go there, where basically, I think Trudeau was saying that if you're unvaccinated, then you shouldn't be allowed to go into a train where there's vaccinated people because they could get sick. And I'm like, what? Oh, well, so if you're unvaccinated and you go into a train with a whole bunch of vaccinated people, that you shouldn't be allowed to be in there because you're gonna get the vaccinated people sick.
Bro, did you see what Weezoom just said? He says, my wife refuses to take them off at work because she says she saves so much money on makeup.
Oh. All right, you can go. You can go. You can go that route. Yeah, I've been seeing all. You know, whenever I go down to X, whenever I see them all the time, they get in my car all the time. But the thing is, like they put the mask on when they get in the car, and I'm saying, but you were just not wearing the mask outside the car when you're surrounded by thousands of people. How the hell is just getting in the car with one person make any difference?
Bro, we still see people wearing masks while they're driving in their car with their windows up. They're the only one in the car.
Yeah, yeah. I see some
I
drivers.
still see that everywhere,
I
bro.
still I still see some drivers. Hey, if you're a rideshare driver and you're wearing a mask, you do know that we take pictures of you and we send you to the libs. We send you to the libs of TikTok. I just
Did you really just go to Libs and TikTok?
yeah. I just
Oh,
found out about it.
that young lady, boy, something else, bro. Something else. Good for her though. It's a tough deal. I mean, you don't want to ever stereotype anybody, but I mean, you just got to be so aware of your surroundings now. You just do. And there's no guarantee you're going to get out of it.
They're the
There's,
first one to give you a bad rating for any stupid reason.
well,
Oh,
yeah,
he wasn't wearing a mask. 1 star.
yeah.
You know, I don't like. I don't like. I don't know. You
See,
know.
this is the downside. Like next week we're ordering up the Tesla, right? Sometime next week we're going to make the order, but like that's going to be the downside. Like, am I really going to have to put up with that stupid shit again? That's the only reason I don't want to go down.
Yeah, they're already mandated it here. Well, it says like, we're not doing that here in Texas. So
Yeah,
Texas,
we're
you're
not
good.
doing that shit here either.
Texas,
And,
you're good. But
even if the government official said I had to do it, still ain't fucking doing it. And if Uber and Lyft come back with their bullshit, you got to wear the mask. Well, fuck you. I ain't driving for you no more either. I'll go do
that's right.
roadie.
Make sure you guys have other apps to work with. So
You know, fuck that.
Yeah, man, people are really polluting. No, it's just, and they make everything so bad. They make everything worse. They make everything worse.
Mhm.
We know the mask don't work.
They said
You
it
know,
themselves.
we tried it,
CDC has
but
said
by
it.
the way,
All of them have said it.
a lot of us were compliant with the mask. I wasn't compliant with the mask. I had to freaking deal with it. But a lot of people agreed and said, "Hey, just wear the mask," because nobody knew. Once we found out that it didn't work,
Well,
everybody
actually,
said, "No, we're not doing it again."
yeah, but in some cases, it actually hurt people.
Yeah,
Because
correct. Well, that's how we
you're
found out because
inhaling that same CO2 that you've already
yeah,
exhaled from the body, and they're going right back into your lungs with it.
correct. But we would have
I
never
don't
found
care
that
if
if we
you
would have never had the
the
mask
mask
on,
killed you
which I
too.
agree. I agree.
Yeah,
But
bro.
we found out that it don't work. We found out that it don't work, and since it don't work, we ain't doing it again. But we know that they're trying to push it just to create this little chaotic scene that they need for them to, I guess,
Yeah, control these nuts because there ain't no goddamn way I'm doing that shit again.
yeah, no.
No way, no way,
But
no
you
way.
want to where you want to go for it, whatever. Hey, you want to take an illegal home and take care of them, go for it. We don't care. You want to cut it off, go for it. We don't care. Okay, you want to cross dress with all that stuff, dude? We don't care. We don't care.
Here we go. Okay,
We don't
listen, bro.
care.
It's 10:54. It's
Okay.
10:54, my friend. We can wrap this up. It
All
was a
right.
big deal.
All right. Let's wrap it. I got the Hey, I don't know. I already have my Tesla, but I'm assuming you're talking about Vinny. Is he gonna order his Tesla live on stream?
Are you going to order the Tesla live on stream? I don't know yet. I don't know yet because I don't want to put. I'm not going to put all my information and show everybody my information live on stream. That shit ain't going to happen. And there's no way to redact while you're live on stream.
Yeah.
But when I order it, I will if you guys, I mean, I'm not going to show you the screen with all my information, but yeah, we'll probably do something like that. I don't have a problem doing that. I think Eddie and Steven and Omar, I think everybody would come on and they'd be okay with that. They'd be okay
Yeah.
with that. They'd
Oh
be
yeah.
okay being
That'd
part
be
of that show.
nice.
You're gonna watch
Listen, Doctor C.
Eddie's little dangler is gonna get a hard on and go whoop.
Listen, Doctor C. It ain't CO2. It's cow fart. Okay. It's cow fart. That's what it is.
Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth?
Given that we found out not that long ago that being vegetarian actually kills more animals than
Yeah, yeah.
being vegetarian kills more
You actually
animals.
hurt the environment more by being a
Yeah.
fucking vegetarian than you don't.
Then actually, yeah.
People are
So there goes. It's just. And then I was looking at what they do is like they kill every single animal that goes in your veggie products, everything and anything.
Yep.
Um.
Yep.
Anyway, all right. Let's end it today with a nice little funny video. All right, we'll see you guys. We'll do it again tomorrow. Just keep making this money, talking stupid news. All right, of everything that's
All right,
going on.
y'all. Be safe.
You don't listen
Be
to
safe.
us. You don't
Don't
listen to
listen to
us. Okay, you just go out there, you make your money, you reinvest.
That's it. That's it. Pivot. Pivot.
Pow.